Hi, Damascus. Alright, here's the beginning of Virginia Creeper Trail right out of town. So the Virginia Creeper Trail is an alternate for the AT. I don't know if it's necessarily official, but it's kind of an unofficial alternate, and everybody's been telling me how cool it is. There's more views, there's more water, lots of tent sites, but it's 17.2 miles. So I think I'll blast through it today and get back on the AT because I think it's gonna be pretty flat. Like this, well, somewhat flat, at least compared to the actual AT. So I think I'll blast through this and enjoy. And then it's gonna be about 4 days, including this one, to my next stop. Back on the AT, looks like there's a little overlap. This is a very long bridge. I think it's called Laurel Bridge. Back from trail days, back on trail. Wanted to debrief trail days. I was trying to be in the moment there, so I didn't take a lot of video. Trail days was crazy in like the best way. The first night I got into Damascus, I was having a little bit of social anxiety, and I think I talked to a lot of hikers who felt the same way, because you're going out, you're coming in from the woods, and there's all these people around. So I kind of holed up in the hostel I was staying in, and I was the only one there, so that was kind of nice. My host, Lady Di, let me slip in there, even though she closed for the weekend. So it was kind of nice to have some alone time. But trail days was really great. So many events. I didn't go to a lot of the events. Went to some of them, but I wish I could have gone to every single one. And I also went to Tent City for 2 nights, and I was up like almost all night, both nights. It was really crazy, but it was fun. So many hikers I've never met. Saw hikers that I hadn't seen since like the beginning of the trail. Saw some of my friends from the trail that I'd already met. So yeah, it was just a really cool vibe. And in Tent City, both nights I hung out with the Riff Raff crew. They were really cool and hilarious. So it was just a fun time, day and night. And the hiker parade was awesome too. So we all lined up kind of out of town and then hiked into, or walked on the road into town. And we lined up by class. So the hiker, sorry, I'm trying not to like die right now or break my ankle. The oldest class hikers were in the front, and I actually met one of them on trail like multiple times. He was slack packing. I think he hiked in 1975. Giddy up. So I went over and said hi to him because the current year hikers are in the back. Sorry, I got cut off. So I must have pressed the button. Anyway, so the parade attendants, the ones that were watching the hikers walk by, were supposed to save most of the water for the current year hikers. So we were in the back. And I got pretty wet, like half of my body was soaking wet, so it was really fun. Yeah, had great food, a nice coffee shop. I'm really into the coffee shop thing in all the towns. So yeah, it was a great time. It seems like I've been off trail for a long time. I took 2 full zeros and 1 Nero. So it's good to be back. It was only like a couple days, but it seemed like a long time. So in like a good way. So anyway, yeah, and I spent my birthday at Trail Days too, so that was really fun. I didn't really tell anybody it was my birthday, but it was just like, I don't know, a fun birthday. I don't like to be the center of attention, so I just, yeah, had some good things to eat. I had some whiskey. I like whiskey. So yeah, it was just really fun. Spent time with some really cool people, and I would actually consider going back. Maybe even for THRU-r. Maybe we'll have a booth there or something. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, 1 trail days in the books. The snacks I'm really into right now are these Rice Krispie treats, but like the double chocolatey chunk one. So they're really light, and this one's kind of big too. They're really light. They're cheap at the store, and the chocolate one has chocolate coating on the bottom and like big chocolate chips throughout. So it's like more robust than a normal Rice Krispies with nothing in it. So anyway, I like to talk about snacks, and this is one of my favorites and a really light and cheap option for trail. Had to get around these guys. There's the bull right over there. Right on trail, so I thought it wise not to try to move them. So I just went around. What happy cows. Not skittish at all. I thought I was going to be caught in a big bubble going out of Damascus on, when did I leave? Sunday morning. But I've hardly seen anybody on trail. I camped with a couple people last night, but I thought it was gonna have to be like a fight for tent sites and stuff. No one. So if you're planning on going to trail days and you're hiking the AT, I wouldn't worry about the tenting situation and the bubble going out, at least on Sunday morning. Maybe Monday's worse, because that's when everything's pretty much done. So I missed a little bit on Sunday, but I think it seemed like it was the most upbeat and crowded on Friday, actually. So glad I hit it when I did. But happy to kind of be alone out here for a bit. It was a little overwhelming in town in a good way, but all pretty much alone right now. There's going to be a lot of milestones today. I'm half a mile from 500 miles, and I am gonna try to pull a 30-mile day, maybe even more. We'll see. The terrain is somewhat flat, so I want to take advantage of that. And I'm also going to be going through the Grayson Highlands. I think this might be the start of it. And there's some other monuments too that look pretty cool. All right, guys, we made it. 500. Yes. We're at the iconic Fat Man Squeeze, I think it's called. So we're gonna try it. There is a way around if you can't get through with your pack on or whatever, but I am going to attempt to do it. All right, here it is. I think I can do this. Yeah, not bad. All right, y'all, we did it. Wasn't too bad. Hi. They are not shy. All right, guys, I'm surrounded by the cutest horses ever. They just came up to me. I'm not gonna pet them. I know people say you can, but I'm just gonna give them space. Look at that baby. Oh, definitely my favorite day on trail. Ended up doing about 27 miles yesterday. I was really taking my time with the horses, mile 500, and then I started hiking with a couple people and having nice chats. So didn't make my 30 miles, but that's okay. I can do that later in Virginia. I'm gonna do at least 2 30s in Virginia. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, I'm gonna target to do 24 or a little more than 24 miles today. There's this 1890s farm at about that mileage where you can camp, and it's like a little museum, so I'm hoping I can just camp there. It'd be so cool. So yeah, we'll see. And then the next day I'm gonna be going into, I'm trying to think of what it's called. I'll have to get back to you on which hostel, but I'll be going into a hostel to recharge, do laundry, all that good stuff. Virginia has been so beautiful. I hope this keeps up. I think it will. In a pretty meadow right now. Snack time. Been by myself pretty much all day hiking. I only saw a couple hikers at a shelter, but it was nice. I was alone in my thoughts and listened to music, and now I'm at camp. I am concurrently boiling my water and setting up my tent. See a raccoon. So yesterday I was hiking in the morning, pretty good pace, and I felt a shin splint on my left shin coming along. So I haven't had shin splints since the PCT, which was my first long distance hike in 2019. So I'm really being good about stopping every hour and rubbing it out with my trekking poles. You can really like dig in. And I learned that the root cause, at least for me, the root cause of my shin splints is a tight calf muscle. So I'm really working my calf muscle with my trekking poles, and today it feels better. So I'm glad. I thought maybe it would take like a week or something to go away, but it seems like I nipped it in the bud pretty quickly. I'm gonna keep doing that today, probably for the next week, and see how it goes. But on the PCT, when I had bad shin splints, it took like 2 weeks to go away with me being pretty vigilant about working my calf. So anyway, that's a tip. If you guys are gonna do a long distance hike, especially for road walking, a lot of people get shin splints while road walking. So I told people this during the CDT, during the road walks. A lot of people complaining about it, and I was like, oh, try, using your trekking poles and just like working out your calf muscles every hour. And a couple of them reported back when I saw them later in the trail, and they said their shin splints were gone. So tip for you guys, if you have shin splints, use your trekking poles and work out your calf muscles. All right, so we have high grasses now, which means the possibility of ticks. So I put picaridin on my legs. So we'll see how that goes. I think it'll work well. It's from Sawyer, and it's supposed to work for about 14 hours. So it's good for the whole day. So yeah, I haven't had a tick yet. I haven't heard anybody who hasn't had a tick. But I'll keep reporting back to you guys along the trail. The inside, I am the last one standing, but I slept up there in the loft, bunch of bunks, and I am making a breakfast right now, so I'll show you that scene. I'm making hot chocolate, and they have homemade jam, so I'm gonna try that. Looks like there's raspberry and blackberry, maybe like some sort of apple butter. I'm excited. Hot chocolate. And then I'm gonna hike out.